Welcome to Battlefront Stories. Here we bring forgotten battles, real soldier diaries, and untold stories of war back to life. Witness history, one front line at a time. Simo Häyhä was born on December 17, 1905, in Rautjärvi, a small rural community in southeastern Finland, close to the Russian border. At the time, Finland was still a relatively young nation, having gained independence only in 1917. Life in the Finnish countryside was harsh, quiet, and demanding. Winters were long and unforgiving, and survival depended on discipline, self-reliance, and endurance. Häyhä grew up in a farming family and lived a modest life. From a young age, he learned to work the land, care for animals, and survive in extreme weather. Hunting was a normal part of life, not a sport, but a necessity. These early experiences shaped his character. Calm, patient, and resilient. He was not a man of many words and preferred solitude over social attention. As a young adult, Häyhä joined Finland's Civil Guard, a voluntary militia formed to support national defense. The Civil Guard placed heavy emphasis on marksmanship, discipline, and individual responsibility. Häyhä quickly distinguished himself as an exceptional shooter. He practiced relentlessly, not for recognition, but for mastery. Shooting became instinctive, a natural extension of his body and mind. Despite his skill, Häyhä remained an unremarkable figure in the eyes of the public. He was short in stature, quiet, and avoided attention. No one could have predicted that this reserve farmer would one day become one of the most lethal soldiers in history. In November 1939, the Soviet Union launched a massive invasion of Finland. The goal was clear: force Finland into submission and secure strategic territory near Leningrad. The Soviet leadership believed Finland would collapse within weeks. They were wrong. The invasion marked the beginning of the Winter War, a conflict defined by extreme cold, brutal conditions, and fierce resistance. The Red Army fielded hundreds of thousands of troops, supported by tanks, aircraft, and heavy artillery. Finland, vastly outnumbered and under-equipped, relied on terrain knowledge, mobility, and individual skill. At the age of 33, Simo Häyhä was mobilized and sent to the front lines near the Kola River, a region that would soon become legendary in Finnish military history. The phrase "Kola holds" became a symbol of resistance. The environment was as deadly as the enemy. Temperatures frequently dropped below -30 degrees Celsius. Weapons jammed, metal froze to bare skin. Frostbite claimed countless victims, yet Häyhä endured. He operated as a sniper, often alone, deep in snow-covered forests. Unlike many snipers of the era, Häyhä refused to use a telescopic sight. Instead, he relied on iron sights. This decision was tactical, not traditional. Telescopic sights could reflect sunlight, revealing a sniper's position. They also required raising the head higher, increasing exposure. Iron sights allowed Häyhä to remain lower, hidden, and fully in control. His camouflage was equally meticulous. Dressed entirely in white, he blended seamlessly into the frozen terrain. He packed snow in front of his rifle barrel to reduce muzzle flash and to prevent disturbed snow from revealing his position. He even kept snow in his mouth to conceal the vapor of his breath. Häyhä could remain motionless for hours, sometimes an entire day, waiting patiently for the perfect moment. He did not rush shots. He did not take risks. Each movement was calculated, each trigger pull deliberate. Soon, Soviet soldiers began dying without warning. There was no sound of gunfire, no visible enemy. Fear spread quickly. Soviet units attempted to locate and eliminate the sniper. Artillery barrages flattened entire forest sections. Counter-snipers were deployed. None succeeded. It was during this period that Häyhä earned the nickname deadliest, the White Death. By the end of the Winter War in March 1940, Simo Häyhä had achieved more than 500 confirmed sniper kills, making him the deadliest sniper in recorded history. This number was achieved in less than 100 days of combat. Some estimates suggest his total combat kills, including close-range fighting with a submachine gun, may have exceeded 700. Despite this, Häyhä never glorified his actions. He kept no personal tally and showed no emotion regarding his record. When asked years later how he became such an effective sniper, his answer was simple and direct: practice. In March 1940, just days before the Winter War ended, Häyhä was struck by an explosive bullet that shattered his jaw and destroyed much of his face. He collapsed and was evacuated from the battlefield, unconscious and near death. Many believed he would not survive. Against all odds, he did. Simo Häyhä regained consciousness on the same day the Winter War officially ended. His injuries were catastrophic. He underwent numerous surgeries over several years. His face was permanently disfigured, and his combat career was over. After the war, Häyhä returned to civilian life. Unlike many wartime figures, he never sought fame, political influence, or financial gain. He refused to exploit his reputation. He lived quietly, hunting, breeding dogs, and spending his time in nature. He rarely gave interviews and avoided public attention. When he did speak, he was calm and reserved. Asked whether he felt remorse, Häyhä answered that he had simply done his duty and followed orders to defend his country. In Finland, Häyhä became a symbol of national resistance and survival. Military historians studied his techniques. Snipers around the world analyzed his methods. Yet Häyhä himself rejected hero worship. Simo Häyhä died on April 1, 2002, at the age of 96. In one of the coldest and most unforgiving wars in history, a quiet farmer from Finland became a legend, not through ambition or ideology, but through discipline, patience, and absolute mastery of his craft. Simo Häyhä was not a man of speeches or propaganda. He was a man of silence, and in that silence, he became the White Death. This is just one side of the war. For more, check out Battlefront stories and make sure to like the video and subscribe for upcoming episodes.